Welcome to the fmSearchResults 7 configuration video. In the previous video, we went through the integration steps, and now we're going to look at the configuration steps, which is these two buttons and just 3 steps. So the first one is to configure the search layouts. So in our solution in my sample database, I created layouts called table 0, 1, 2, and 3. And all I have to do when I go into here is in layout mode, I need to double click on a few different fields to modify them. So primary key, I double click and I choose the primary key in my file. Now this area is for fields that I'm going to search in. And so this is the company search. I'm going to choose just the company name and then no other types of data in here. We're going to see some special formatted ones coming up with the phone field. The third tab is what data do I want to display? So of course I want to display the company name, but I also want to display some other information such as the name of the person, and I can add other things here if I wanted to as well. For example, their website. The last tab is tooltips. We'll get to that in another configuration video, but it's a pretty cool feature. Okay, I like, just for convenience, to put a label at the top of this layout so I know what I'm in when I go into it later. So this is person. Primary key is going to be the same one because in this example, we're going to be searching person data and company data from the same table differently. So in this one, I'm going to search just the full name and I'm going to display the first name or the full name first and then the company. All right, in the last table, which is phone, table 03, again, I use the primary key. And in this one, in addition to having the phone field as a special type for phone, I'm also going to treat it as text because phone data actually is stored as text in FileMaker. So I double click here and I choose the phone twice. That's actually a really common thing that you need to do in a setting is choose the same field in more than one place. And again, for display, I'm going to display the phone number and also the type. Oh, I did that in the wrong order. And then I'm going to choose the name of the person associated with this phone number as well. So that'll be in the contacts table, full name. Okay, so that's it for that step. So the next step is to modify the scripts that I copied in. There's actually only one script that needs to be looked at, and it's the one called navigate to layout. So when I click on that script, there's 2 areas at the top that I want to just check that they're right. And that's the one where it goes to the layout for settings and goes to the layout for the search results to display results. The area that needs to be configured are these ones. So when you click on a line of data that matches your search, it needs to know what layout in your solution to go to. For both table 01 and table 02, we're going to go to the contact details screen. For table 03, which is phone, we're going to go to the phone field. But that doesn't really have a nice looking layout. So we're going to use the go to related command and go from the phone to the related contact using the contact detail for a single phone number. Okay, we're going to repeat those same steps down here for the list area. By the way, table 04 you can ignore and you can add as many of these as you want later. So again, we're going to choose a layout in the context of contact. And that's going to be the list in this case for both these two. Contact list. And then the last one, we're going to do the same thing as we did a minute ago with phone. We're going to use the go to related command and go to the related contact using the contact list. That is it for the configuration of that script. So I'll save it. And we're going to go to the last step, which is the search settings. So there's a layout that we pasted in called SR settings. And this layout has some objects that we don't actually need to worry about. I'm going to go to browse mode and we're going to see something a little bit scary. It's going to show me all of the buttons with nothing there because it doesn't know how to configure it. But when you click on one button, it will initialize it and it's going to actually add 200 records into this table, which actually don't contain any data. And then this is what the configuration should look like. So you get some general settings over here, and then over here we get table settings for specific search tables. Let's configure it. The first table is company. Click on there and we type the name, and then we need to turn it on. And then we also choose how many lines to show. So I want to show 8 lines, up to 8 records when I search on a company. The second area is the person. I want to turn it on and show 5 lines. And the third one is phone, and I'll also show 5 lines. That's it. The other fields, the other buttons we're going to look at later because there's some really cool settings that we can look at in there. So we're going to do is just save the changes here, and we're going to do our very first search. I'll search for John, and this is what you get. Something you've never seen before, which is data from multiple tables in your database that match a single search in a Google-style search. Pretty cool. Watch for other videos for further configuration and taking advantage of some of the other features.